Sup guys, Chris here to give a little bit of thoughts on this Pacquiao Mosley fight that was announced yesterday. I got up today. I was gonna make a longer video, or I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I seen there was a lot of people on YouTube that already did videos on this subject, and I believe I haven't really watched a whole lot of them yet, but of the ones I did see, I believe that Calex Boxing pretty much took the words out of my mouth, which is why I don't have a whole lot more to add. I'll put a link to his video. Actually, you know what? On my channel, if you look at the recommended channels, I got a link to his page. So go check that out and subscribe to him. He's got one of the better boxing channels on here, on YouTube, in my opinion. And he made a really good video about this fight and also the proposed Miguel Cotto Ricardo Moraga fight going down, or scheduled to go down also next year sometime. But anyways, to the subject at hand, Manny Pacquiao versus Shane Mosley. Bob Arum announced it yesterday. And from the feedback I've seen online, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, even on ESPN, they mentioned it on Jim Rome is Burning and as well as Around the Horn. Zero interest. I've seen maybe one person that has interest in the fight outside of Shane Mosley and Bob Arum. Mrs. Martinez 777 on Twitter. She is about the only person I've seen who is interested in this fight. Shouts out to her. You know, I don't know if that means she's just that hardcore of a fan or what. I think actually she's planning on going to the event. But either way, she's actually the only person I've seen that's in support of it. Also, boxing writers, you know, they don't seem to be media. They don't seem to be all into it either. So, and I can't blame them. In all honesty, I'm not either. This is not the fight I want to see. And I imagine for the most part, this is the fight that most fight fans want to see. You know, obviously I don't speak for all fight fans. I only speak for myself. And I'm echoing the sentiments of, like I said, the people that I've heard say or voice their displeasure for this fight. Now, the reason the fight was made, Bob Arum wanted the fight. You know, he talked Shane Mosley to walking away from Golden Boy Promotions, kind of become a free agent. Shane Mosley brokered the deal through James Prince, who is representing him, I guess, in a managerial aspect. As you know, the reason I want to see the fight, couple reasons. One, I don't think it's going to be a competitive bout any way, shape, or form. Shane Mosley, full disclosure, I did pick Shane Mosley to beat Floyd Mayweather last year. Obviously, that didn't pan out as I expected. But, you know, outside of round 2, where Shane Mosley hurt Floyd, he was never really in that fight. You know, Floyd shut him down the rest of that fight. And then, of course, Shane Mosley had the fight later that year, earlier this year, I guess you would say, against Sergio Mora, which was a fight that no one was really looking forward to, especially since it was on pay-per-view. And for good reason. It turned out to be a pretty bad fight. Shane Mosley got the draw. I believe it was a draw. Competitive fight. Ugly fight. And no one coming off that fight was saying, oh, I want to see Shane Mosley next against Manny Pacquiao. Obviously, the fight everyone wants to see is Manny Pacquiao against Floyd Mayweather. A fight that, you know, I've never addressed it. I know a lot of people have made videos on it and talked about it in the past. I've never been one to address it because I said I'm not really going to talk about the fight until it's made, and until then it's just speculation, and I don't think it's ever going to get made. If it does, I'll talk about it then, but until then, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I can't really point fingers to blame sides. But that's the fight we want to see. It's not going to happen. The second fight I would have wanted to see was the trilogy, the rubber match against Juan Manuel Marquez. You know, that's a fight I think a lot of fans were interested in, especially after Marquez's performance against Michael Katsidis. Catchweight fight if it could have been made. I know I would have liked to see that fight a lot more than the Mosley bout. I don't know about Berto. I know that was another opponent that was proposed. I'm not so for sure I wanted to see that fight against Manny Pacquiao, but I might have even rather preferred to see that fight. I mean, I wouldn't pick Andre Berto to beat Manny Pacquiao, but I think it would be more competitive at this point than a Shane Mosley fight. I really just don't think Shane Mosley has much of a chance in this fight. I haven't really seen anything in the last couple of years outside of the Margarito fight that lets me think he has any shot of winning this fight. Even a puncher's chance, which he was able to hurt Floyd with. I really don't even know if he has that left at this point after watching that Sergio Mora fight. So my question is to fight fans, in particular Manny Pacquiao fans. You know, I have a few favorite fighters in boxing at the moment. Not a whole lot. Librado Andrade, Alfredo Angulo. That's about it. You know, I like watching Juan Manuel Marquez fight because I think he puts on entertaining fights every time out. Although his fight against Floyd was a bit one-sided. But, you know, sure we all like to see our favorite fighters win. But I want to see my favorite fighters in competitive bouts more than anything else. I mean, I love seeing my favorite fighters win. I'm going to watch them fight every time they fight, but I want to see them in competitive bouts. I just want to see them in, unless they're dominating opposition that was supposed to be competitive. I don't want to just see them fight a bunch of guys that I would heavily favor on them, and I don't think it's going to be competitive. What's the point? So my question is, to Manny Pacquiao fans, do you guys have interest in this bout? And do you want to just, are you content with just seeing Manny Pacquiao in fights where he dominates against, opponents where he should do so? Or would you prefer to see him in competitive bouts? Do you want to see him against Marquez the third time instead of Shane Mosley? Not that it matters at this point, but would you have preferred to see that fight? Or are you just cool with seeing Manny Pacquiao fight? Because I know sometimes fight fans, they don't care. They just want to see their favorite fighters fight and see them perform. They don't care if it's necessarily a competitive bout going in or not. They just want to see their favorite fighters. It's like seeing a favorite musician. You just want to hear their new song. So I just want to hear Manny Pacquiao's fans. I assume that most of the boxing general or public fans aren't looking forward to this fight. I did make one statement yesterday on Twitter. I said I'm going to look at the bright side of this bout. Yet another boxing pay-per-view that I won't have to be paying for or buying. And that is the truth. There's no way I'm going to buy this bout. And I'll tell you how I know it's not going to be competitive. This is not any kind of factual basis, but I'm more than likely willing to bet that they're going to do HBO 24/7 on this bout. And I have said it time and time again on my videos. HBO 24/7 equals one-sided fights. It has happened every boxing match that's been supported with HBO 24/7 feature. It's been a one-sided fight. And if this has an HBO 24/7 or not, I expect the same. And HBO 24/7 to this, how are they going to sell it? Are they going to try to sell us on Manny Pacquiao's distracted yet again? How can you really do that after the last time when people bought into it? Well, some people did. I hope the majority didn't, and we saw how that went against Antonio Margarito. And how are you going to sell Shane Mosley? I mean, what's he going to say? What's his excuse to me for the Sergio Moore bout that's going to lead us to believe he has any chance going into this fight at 39 years of age? And looking his age. He's not like a Bernard Hopkins who's still looking, almost at his best, if not his best in his last fight at age 45. Shane Mosley at age 39 is looking well past his best. So I'm pretty sure, like I said, they're going to do HBO 24/7 for this bout because it's going to be on pay-per-view. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's my thoughts on this quote-unquote fight. Should I do a prediction here? Sure, Manny Pacquiao by beatdown. But I'll end up doing not an official, but a prediction video for it as the fight looms closer. But I sincerely doubt in any way that my opinion of this fight or my prediction will change. I think it's going to be a completely one-sided fight in favor of Manny Pacquiao. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on this upcoming fight. Not upcoming, but May 7th, which is kind of funny. It's happening on the Cinco de Mayo weekend. Usually on the Cinco de Mayo weekend, they do have boxing fights. They do have pay-per-views. It's generally geared to the hardcore Mexican fight fans because of the date and, being Cinco de Mayo weekend. But I don't know too many Mexican fans are going to probably be looking forward to this bout. So we'll see. Anyways, that's it. Once again, I said it for now. I'll probably be talking about this fight on this weekend's Science Bounce radio show. I plan on just talking about, fights of the year, things like that. Knockouts, stuff like that of the year, best and worst of the year. But with this coming to light, I'll probably be discussing this about as well. I'll put a link to the show in the information part of the video as usual, as well as a link to my Twitter. And like I said, want to hear your guys' thoughts on this fight, and want to hear Manny Pacquiao's fans. You guys looking forward to the fight? You just want to see Manny Pacquiao fight, no matter who the opposition is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Check out Calix Boxing's channel, and till next time, guys, I'm out.